Why do people exist?
Welcome back to Let's Talk Mental Health.
It's been some time since our last full video. Today we will be discussing PTSD and healing. And just a reminder that if anyone struggles with this or has any prior experience with anything that triggers their PTSD, to just, proceed with caution throughout the video, because I wouldn't want to harm anyone mentally and whatnot. So got myself locked out of the study room today. I had to go print off our letters for the later activity, and I locked the door because
Good job.
thanks.
A for effort.
I tried. I really did. And I locked the door because to keep people out in case. Locked myself out.
Good job.
Thanks.
A for effort.
I tried. I really did. There's a security, get them to come back up, and it was the same security guard that came unlock the door for me last time.
How have you been since we filmed last, and how'd your goals go?
My week has been pretty good. I did my goals. I got myself out a lot more. I've been focusing 100% to creating and getting back into this that I enjoy doing. How'd your weekend goals go?
That's awesome. I'm glad you got out more. Well, I got out way more, and despite struggles, I kept my head above water.
Good to hear. I'm glad that the weather's getting better and we can both get out a bit more.
That's
It's been very
sunny. Like it's been awesome. So
yeah.
So what is PTSD anyway?
Good. Okay.
So what is PTSD anyway?
Good question. PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder, and it tends to happen after experiencing or witnessing something created by trauma. I myself have PTSD after being sexually assaulted multiple times when I was a child.
Symptoms are generally grouped into 4 types: intrusive memories, avoidance, negative changes in thinking, and changes in physical and emotional reactions.
The first category of symptoms is intrusive memories, which includes unwanted, distressing memories of the event. There's sleep disturbances and emotional distress to reminders of the event.
The second category of symptoms is avoidance, which is avoiding or thinking about the topic, avoiding places that remind you of the event.
The third category of symptoms is negative changes in thinking and in mood, which are thoughts about yourself, hopelessness, memory problems, feeling emotionally numb, but then again, all these symptoms go hand in hand with depression itself, so keep that in mind.
Emotional reactions, easily startled or frightened, sleep disturbances, and an overwhelming feeling of guilt or shame comes over some people dealing with these symptoms of PTSD.
So how does PTSD happen?
When experiencing a traumatic event or even witnessing one, your body goes into fight or flight mode, releasing hormones like adrenaline and norepinephrine to give you energy.
PTSD causes your brain to get stuck into danger mode. Even after danger is gone, body continues to send out stress signals, which leads into the symptoms. You had mentioned fight or flight.
Could you elaborate on that?
The fight or flight response, also called hypoarousal, or the acute stress response, is a physiological reaction that occurs in response to a perceived harmful event, attack, or threat to survival.
Yes, I've heard of that, and I've experienced it, but did you know that there is a third and fourth response to the danger other than just fight or flight?
No, I didn't know that. What would that be?
There's fight, flight, freeze, and fawning.
We know that fight is a natural defense mechanism when it comes to trauma, when you want to fight off the person attacking you, and flight is fleeing from the situation to avoid any further trauma. But what is freeze and fawning?
The freeze response is exactly just that, freezing or disassociating. When faced with a traumatic event such as abuse, you may find yourself hiding from the danger. Fawn is the response of complying with the attacker to save yourself.
So flight, fight, freeze, and fawning are all responses to trauma during it happening, and the symptoms are what comes after the trauma?
Precisely. Now that we have those things settled, we're not going to talk about how it gets diagnosed and the treatment of PTSD.
So how does it get diagnosed?
Good question. To diagnose post-traumatic stress disorder, your doctor will likely perform a physical exam to check for medical problems that may be causing your symptoms, do a psychological evaluation that includes a discussion of your signs and symptoms or events that led up to them.
Diagnosis of PTSD requires exposure to an event that involved the actual or possible threat of death, violence, or serious injury. Your exposure can happen in one or more of 3 ways. You directly experienced the traumatic event, you witnessed in person the traumatic event occurring to others, you learned someone close to you experienced or was threatened by the traumatic event. You're repeatedly exposed to graphic details of traumatic events. For example, if you're a first responder to the scene of traumatic events.
PTSD is diagnosed, how does it get treated?
There are various ways it can get treated, such as post-traumatic stress disorder treatment can help you regain a sense of control over your life. The primary treatment is
Psychotherapy that can also
include medication. Combining these treatments can help improve your symptoms by teaching you skills to address your symptoms, helping you think better about yourself, others, and the world, learning ways to cope if any symptoms arise again, treating other problems often related to traumatic experiences such as depression, anxiety, or misuse of alcohol or drugs. You don't have to try to handle the burden of PTSD on your own.
Several types of psychotherapy, also called talk therapy, may be used to treat children and adults with PTSD. Some type of psychotherapy used in PTSD treatment include cognitive behavioral therapy.
Exposure therapy.
Yeah, so cognitive behavioral therapy and exposure therapy are some types of therapies that will help you to not get rid of, but help to like subside the symptoms of PTSD.
Yeah, just like ease the
burden on
yeah.
you. Medications such as antidepressants can help a fair amount when it comes to healing from PTSD, but we will discuss medications at a later time.
That's it for topic number 1, which was
PTSD!
Hope you gained some knowledge about it, either for yourself or someone else you know and love who has PTSD.
As I said before, I struggle with it, and it's a constant battle just to do normal tasks without having flashbacks or breaking down. But as the days go by, I get stronger, and I know I will heal from it, which leads into our next topic after story time, which is healing.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Welcome to story time.
So it is buses.
Yes. Our love and hate of buses, mainly hate.
Yeah. We only like them because it gets us from point A to point B. Fast, you can go unlimited amount of times as much as you want. The bus outside the college over here has been packed with people.
It's so, like, the college is the worst. Like,
Yeah.
you literally feel so suffocated on it. Like, everybody stands around you, blocking your
breathing space.
Right? And like it's so uncomfortable when you're standing on the bus because then you get on and people start like pushing and shoving you. Like the other day I literally got pushed to the ground and I was like, I don't know where they do it where you're from, but here we don't push people on the bus, so buzz off.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I thought I was gonna get like kicked off the bus or something, but the bus driver's just in there going,
They're sick of it too.
like,
And that's the tea.
that is the real motherfucking tea. Because I am sick of all these people on the bus and they just don't care about personal space. They're like,
Nope.
and
Like, I had a panic attack earlier on the bus because everybody was just in my space and I'm claustrophobic, so I can't have people surrounding me like that so tightly, like in a
I know,
space. Like,
same.
I can't. Like,
Me either. Like, remember, like, on our way down to the bus terminal when I had my appointment and, like, our situation with our friend that wouldn't
Yeah.
stop talking and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I noise anxiety when I'm on the bus. I just need,
Same.
like, people to just shut up and be silent while I'm overwhelmed and stuff. Because, like, I had to stand up because an old lady got on the bus and he's like, oh, would you like to stand up for the old lady? And I was like, okay, whatever,
what are you
sure, I'll be
supposed to do? Of
nice.
course you're supposed to be nice.
Yeah, nobody else would, so I got up and the old lady, who didn't even say thank you, by the way.
Yeah,
and
can't
she's-
even at least be decent and say thank you.
She sat down, went on her merry way, sitting there,
went on her merry way.
and I was just like standing there struggling the entire time. There's somebody right behind me, somebody right in front of me, somebody beside me.
Frustrating.
And I literally one time got and literally seen like a bus the bus like struggling to move because there was that many people
That's
on the bus.
insane.
Like there's like one of these people.
Everybody needs to like start petitioning for this so that Sioux College can get 2 buses.
Yeah, because
So,
especially
yeah.
during like all day and stuff, there's so many people that go here and use that bus, and like we have to get places. Like, can't there be 2 buses for this for us like people with anxiety that?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the tea about the buses. Something needs to be done about that because like I'm getting sick of it and I'm about to just start walking everywhere because
Honestly, though, it gets to that point.
the weather's getting better. So why the fuck not, right?
Right.
Like I don't want to be smothered in people all the time. Like it's so uncomfortable.
Exactly. But yeah,
That's the tea about the buses.
literally. Anytime I try to even just come out of my house, come out of the trash, remember that?
Come out of our hole.
Come out of my trash.
Yeah.
So like, it's so hard for me to just like go out into the public to begin with. So
Yeah.
like, when I have to deal with that, like on top of that, it just makes my mental illness want to go back into my hole.
Right.
Like, I just want to turn around, go home, and be like, fuck this today, I'm done.
Yeah, me
So
too. And it's hard to
it's-
push
yeah.
yourself past that. to get out there and like fight those obstacles that face yourself every day. And like the fact that we're able to just come here and do these videos and stuff is like super, super awesome, because it's hard to just get out of bed to get here, but we get here and do it somehow.
Yeah, like, I mean, I was literally like almost here. I was at the mall, like the Camry Mall, and I was just like about to get off there because I was starting to have a panic attack and I couldn't breathe, like, and because like I go through a lot of heart palpitations, like it was getting so bad that I was going to get off, but I just said, okay, you can just go right up the street, just a little bit more. So I toughed it out or whatever. So I mean, like, sometimes I just have to push myself even though it's scary.
And that concludes story time for today.
This is where everything
Goes wrong.
Whatever. That was awkward.
No, a little bit. So our activity was supposed to be the glitter jar for this video, but we already did it in like a separate video, and as you've seen, the glitter jars didn't really turn out well. They looked like
They just look
vomit.
like Christmas vomit, so.
Yeah, my stomach after Christmas dinner at
Yeah,
grandma's.
basically.
So that was a separate video. So I figured this time our activity is gonna be letters to our mental illness. So basically, what would you say to your mental illness if it was a person standing in front of you? Do you want to go
Right.
first?
Sure. Okay. So I put, dear deteriorating mental health.
You're welcome.
Because I was just like, how do I even start this? Like, I don't know how to say it, like, or whatever. She's just like, just said, dear deteriorating mental health, and I'm like, perfect.
It fits.
Good to go. Okay. I go back and forth with you. Some days are good, but most days are horrible. Living with depression, anxiety, and pretty sure I have PTSD is the most draining thing I've ever been through in my life. It's so difficult to get through my day every day. You've taken so much from me. About 10 to 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with severe depression, and in the last few years, severe anxiety. To the point, you've ruined my work life, my school life, and my ability to function like a regular human. You've wrecked relationships with family. That wasn't in no way, I put you've. You've made me have suicidal thoughts, made me attempt of harming myself years ago, made me feel humiliated, stupid, like a failure, and have little hope. Most days I don't feel heard or understood. Why me, I keep saying to myself every day. I just want to feel content. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy for my best friend, my boyfriend, and this group with all its support. But there needs to be more awareness, more changes. So
You fucking disorders can go the hell away.
Wow, she fucking went off.
this is eating me away. You're giving me financial stress, home stress, and I'm sick of it. All I want is to have a job where I work away from people, like a stalker. Not a stalker, like a stalker. I mean, like a shelf stalker. Cleaner, editor. As you can tell, I can't take high pressure in my life. This has made it difficult to find something. People don't understand or care. I don't like feeling like I'm broken and like a failure because of you. Yes, you've helped me by understanding other people's struggles, by helping create this community, by having the courage to get some of my voice out there. You make me fight every damn day, fight for the life I want despite struggling so bad. I will continue to keep trying, and I will hopefully get there one day. F you, mental illness, but thank you.
Wow, that was powerful. I'm very proud of you. Like, that must have
it was like a struggle to like
Yeah.
read that, let alone, like, as you can tell, I have reading
Yeah.
problems, so it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm proud of you. Like, good work.
Thanks.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
We never even like really read our like letters to each other until now. So like that was a
Yeah.
surprise. She hasn't shown me.
Like,
it
I
yet.
read some of hers, but
Yeah.
I didn't read all of it.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah.
So it was like a surprise to read that. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, that was powerful and very, very true. Like,
Very real.
yeah. I'm gonna read mine. Dear my mental illness, thank you. Why am I thanking you? Because you've taken a lot from me, but you've also given me a lot as well. You showed me how strong I am when I feel weak and want to collapse. You've given me the courage I've needed to be able to use my voice in order to help others struggling with the same demons. Sure you want to potty with the demons? Yes, if I had the choice, I would choose not to be so consumed by you. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind going through it all over again because what I've gone through only made me who I am. A strong, beautiful, independent woman. I wrote individual, but woman works too.
Individual woman.
Who isn't afraid to ask for help and be who she is. Yes, without the illness, I would have accomplished so much more in my life than I have. But because of you, I was able to figure out my path and where I wanted my choices to lead me. I can't help but also feel mad and discouraged for what you've done to my life, but I guess I can't just blame you. I've had the willpower inside me all along to guide and face you head on every day. Yes, some days you make me weak because I have to mask the pain I truly feel in order to look like I'm okay, and other days I let my laundry pile up and my room get messy because I have no motivation to do anything about it, like yesterday.
Yeah.
Thanks to you, mental illness, I've also met some very interesting people along the way and started some wonderful things despite the fear I constantly face. I know I'll get there someday, but you continue to be my shadow that constantly follows me. I know I'll get there someday, and you'll continue to be my shadow that constantly follows me and tells me I can't do it. Only from now on, I'll be able to face you and let you know that I can do it, and I will do it. So fuck you. So basically, those are our letters to if our mental illness person, and we had the opportunity to give them the real tea about how they fucked up our lives and stuff. But at the same time, you have to thank your mental illness because it's made you who you are, and giving you the quirks and abilities and better insight on how to help people and stuff like that, which is why I'd say thank you to my mental illness as much as it sucks some days.
Yeah, honestly, when I was writing that, it was so hard actually to say thank you. Because
honestly.
I struggle with it at least 90% of my day.
Yeah.
So, that 10% was, so hard to say thank you. But
Yeah.
I did. But I used it in the term, F you and thank you. So.
Yeah, at the same time. Thank you next.
Exactly. Thank you next.
Honestly.
But no next mental illnesses. No more.
No,
Just stop there.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Stop it now. Stop it now.
Going on to topic number 2. What was that?
Which it fits with this whole thing,
Yeah,
which is
that's
healing. Healing is a lot of hard work. It's a different journey for everyone. Some people start and stop multiple times, but eventually in the end, you will make it there. It could take days, weeks, months, or years, but eventually we will all get there. It will be a struggle, but you'll get there, at some point.
That's right. No one fully recovers or heals from mental illness. Symptoms do return, and people fall straight back onto the train that they came from.
Cool.
But healing is a personal journey that takes a lot of time to happen.
The first step in the journey into recovery begins with the decision that life must improve. So basically,
When you're tired of your own shit, get something done about it. The pain of mental
Illness coupled with such losses can be overwhelming. Yet at some point, we find the determination to stop just surviving and start gaining back life piece by piece. That is when recovery begins. Early on in the recovery process, you're gonna have to stop this.
Oh,
Go
God.
back up because
Oh,
it was
God.
going way too fast.
yeah, it was. Why is it so fast? I said 1.
Okay.
There, hopefully.
Early on in the recovery process, treatment may focus on finding the right diagnosis and relieving the most severe symptoms. It's important to realize at this early stage that it is vital to find support from people who understand what you're going through. Family, friends, your faith community, self-help groups, and community organizations can all be of help.
As time passes, you might find yourself in another stage of recovery. Your condition is becoming more manageable. Many things can contribute to this improvement: an accurate diagnosis, God, effective medication, supportive talk therapy, and your own growing knowledge of your condition and how to live with it. Once it thought that this plateau of stability was as far as people with mental illness could go. Maintaining stability was the goal of the treatment, but we differences in abilities.
Being told that you have a mental illness is not the end of the world. With help and support, you can recover, achieve your life's ambitions. Of course, you will face many challenges as you begin your treatment, but there is hope. There's hope that you need to fucking rewind this.
Jesus Christ! Okay, try again.
Mental illnesses are manageable, and there are a number of things you can do for yourself after a diagnosis to cope with the news, keep up with your treatment, and support your own recovery. Our understanding of mental illness is much better today than it was in the past. We know that there are different illnesses that require different approaches to treatment. New medications and new types of therapy improve the chance of successful treatment, and we also have learned a lot about how people recover and lead full lives.
It's important to realize that you are not alone. Wow, that was creepy the way I pointed. You are not alone. But you are not alone. Mental illnesses are common, affecting 1 in 5 Canadians. Many people with mental illnesses, including well-known celebrities, are leading very successful lives. You can gain hope by connecting with other people who share your condition. From them, you will gain insight, experience acceptance, and gain valuable support. Hope can come from our own inner desire to regain health and live. It can also come from the celebrities deal with mental illness, and if you stick to your plan and stuff, you'll shut up. You'll shut up.
You'll shut up.
Yeah, so basically now we're going to talk about our thoughts on healing. What are your thoughts on healing?
Healing is definitely a long process that I don't think it's for everyone it's different. For me, it's in my opinion, I've never really fully healed, and I don't think I ever will fully heal, because those experiences were experiences, and of course you're going to carry some trauma throughout it. So I think that's always going to be in the back of your mind, that there's still, what do you call that? A fight or flight response from it. Because to me, going through PTSD it was such a big thing that I still, to this day, I have things that make me happy, but at the same time, I still get having a hard time healing from all that stuff. It's probably gonna take a very years, for me to actually get be content about it, and actually break down my fears about it. So it's not easy to just be I've healed.
Yeah, exactly.
So
no one ever 100% fully heals.
Yeah,
you still have those days.
Yeah, you still have days where you're just you have a flashback or something reminds you of something. And,
you have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning because of your nightmares the night before. You cancel plans that you made. How many times did we cancel this video to film it?
It's been a month and a half.
Yeah,
literally.
We were planning on filming this a month ago.
Over Christmas, literally.
Because the script first said, "How was your Christmas?"
Yeah, as you can see,
it's
we're
almost Easter.
End of February here.
Some people may never fully heal, but eventually it's not that you'll heal, it's that your mental illness will eventually, once you put the work into it, it will become more manageable, basically.
Yeah, it'll subside a bit, to the point where you can kind of feel a little more content in your life,
a little bit more alive, and you'll start living than just surviving.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Goal setting, as we talked about in our last short video. Goal setting is very important when it comes to mental health. The last video we talked about long-term goals, but we're going to continue to do the short-term goals because long-term goals are going to just stress us out.
Yeah, I have a fear of trying to set something that I can't accomplish in the end, so I try to go for short-term goals.
Yeah, me too. So we're still going to do the short-term goals in between videos to focus on for the week, because we're going to do videos every 2 weeks, so we're not stressing ourselves out. So my goals for the next 2 weeks are to visit more friends I don't normally see and start going to the gym again. What are your goals?
My goal is to start looking for more employment. I've been busting my ass, trying to find something that's really suitable for me. Because when you deal with a mental illness, it's hard to find something that is suitable for you. Exactly. I know, I went through a lot of jobs where I can't take being put in high pressure situations because of my anxiety. Mm-hmm. So I can't, I'm also very sensitive, so I can't take customers yelling at me and stuff, so because I go back in my hole and either I start screaming at them, which isn't good, or I completely break down crying. So I need to find a balance, where I said in my letter, I need something that's stalking, not stalking. I hate that I can't find the word for that. Putting back stuff on shelves, that job, editing, somewhere where you're cleaning, somewhere where you're kind of by yourself and doing.
If I
have a to-do list.
If I could do this for the rest of my life, I would be super happy. Planning, filming videos, working on
right, that's
the
if
I
ideal
could do that, I would be super happy. But unfortunately, it doesn't pay well, and I still have to pay the bills somehow.
I know.
So eventually, hopefully, when we gain YouTube subscribers,
so
we'll figure shit out.
That's my goal, is to try to find something in the meantime for me. It's a struggle, but you know, trying.
So next we're gonna pick our topics for next video. Panic, panic, panic!
Panic up the technology again.
Honestly. Thank you for watching this week's video. I hope everyone, my ice cap.
Every friggin' video.
Something happens. So yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed this video and you gained some valuable knowledge towards PTSD and healing, and you had fun along the way and enjoyed everything. So stay tuned for our not next week's, but the week after that, because every 2 weeks, remember, like the 2 weeks are like prep.
Pretty much.
So stay tuned for our next video topics, which is bullying and memory and mental health. So thanks for watching, and make sure to click that subscribe button down below and thumb us.
Don't thumb us like that. Just
Yeah.
hit that like button.
Hit that like button and subscribe. See you later, alligators.
Later, taters. Wait, A for effort. I think it's E for effort, isn't it? I don't know.
Sure.
I said, why do people exist?
Why do people exist? Things that I enjoy doing.
That is super fast.
Jesus, why is it so fast?
What's the speed on?
1.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do that again. I need a lot of editing. Question. PTSD stands for post-traumatic stress disorder.
This is PTSD right now.
And it tends to happen after creating,
Oh.
keeps going super fast.
This
Okay.
video's not going right.
Even after danger. I was avoiding singing that. and You went and did it. We were doing so good.
It's because you do it every time, and then I got distracted because you didn't do it, and I was just like, I need to do it because it's a thing now, and it's like, I'm getting PTSD from PTSD. PTSD.
PP.
Threat to survival.
Yes. I've heard of.
Oh yes, splendid, daddy.
Yes. Yes. I can't. Yes. Yes. I've heard of beef.
Oh
my God.
yes, noodles.
Boiled noodles. Yes. Okay, get the
We
giggles
can't
out.
get through this.
Get
Oh my god.
Get the giggles out. I'm taking a drink. Around. I need to swallow my spit.
I get like that too. It's just like
Pause. Fuck. The fuck is pause? Don't confidently.
so confident with you.
Don't want to be like smothered in people all the
No.
time. Like that's.
I felt it touch my back. I hate that feeling. I hate it. Like
no,
I hate when people touch my back like that. Because I have such a ticklish back, and I hate that. Like, ugh.
Oh my god! Did you like forget to take off the sticky part to this one?
Oh yeah, guess so.
It's okay.
Yep. Fun.
Yeah.
But like,
Are you fucking joking?
I will fucking swing.
Hopefully this one works when I go back to edit later.
Done.
Yep.
Done with this topic.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously it's story time.
My whole week. To the point you ruined my.
Assurances of people who are about us or from the more understanding condition, taking responsibility and reaching out for help gains greater reason to hope.
I have no hope for this video.
I'm losing hope too. Basically
Oh my
that
God.
means